Tam boys, how's it all doing?
Yeah, good man.
All good.
Welcome back to This Is My Story, your unofficial Hearts podcast. Second week in a row we're attempting to be on YouTube. It's going well. We're an hour and 35 minutes in to signing on, and we are just about getting there.
Well,
how's things? Your end, Ando? You're the one that has to pull the strings here. You having an enjoyable night?
No, I'm not. And if I wasn't, somebody pointed out already that if I wasn't already bald, I would have ripped the rest of my hair out. Tam and I have been on since 5 to 7 or something, trying to get this house of cards to stay up. So, hopefully we've ironed out all the wee niggles from last week. So hopefully it sounds a lot better. But that aside, I'm jamming.
Good. Sam, what's been happening to you this week?
Oh, good. I'm not unwell. I'm all right.
Oh, I forgot. Recovered from your escapades of last week.
My episode of
Your episode. That's what
I
we'll
don't even
call
want
it.
to call it. We'll just leave
you
it
can
at
call
that.
it an episode. That's fine. It was graphic enough last week.
Episode 35 of This Is My Story podcast was happening.
Kev, what's been happening?
Aye, all good. Just a shit weekend, wasn't it? So we'll leave it at that.
Let's not ruin it yet, Kev. We've got that to come. Let's not dive into that first. Shanks, what's been happening?
Just working away, mate. We DIY weekend. That seems to be my life now. So this is a welcome break on a Tuesday.
Nice. You'll have to get used to doing it on your own now that your wife is pregnant. But
yes.
We'll skip over that. And 2020's guest of the year on the podcast makes us second return. He's going after the match ball for a hat trick of appearances. We've got Craig Cairns. How are we?
Good to be back. How are you guys doing?
Right, it's good to have you back.
Good.
As I said, voted 2020's guest of the year on the podcast. Unofficial.
That's quite true.
I don't know if Big Rab will take exception to that, and the two of you might have to have a fight.
Fuck him. We'll get to he'll have to come on next week when we absolutely annihilate the Pars on Saturday. We do have Dunfermline next, don't we? Saturday, Tynecastle, or made that up?
No, I think you're right. It is Dunfermline.
Right. Well,
I
as we
honestly
said,
didn't know who we're playing week to week these days. I'm really useless at that.
well, this is what the third time we've played Raith Rovers in the space of like 3 days or something like that. It is an actual joke. I'm sick of the sight of them. Didn't know anything about Raith until about 2 days ago. Now I don't want to hear about them ever again. Cool. As we said, welcome back. This is My Story podcast. Your unofficial Hearts podcast. We are on YouTube, which hopefully any feedback you guys have, we're trying to branch out, take a new step, new media, see how it goes. Let us know how you think it's been working. Any feedback, like we said, is always appreciated. Get in contact with us on the Twitters at This My Story Pod. You can get in contact with us via the website, which is admin@thisismystory.uk. You can get us on Instagram, which is This Is My Story 1874. That's right, isn't it? Magic.
Yaldi.
A big milestone of 25 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
So,
Well, that's not bad. We said last week.
We're going for
Sorry?
100.
I said last week that we'd aim for 15. So we've totally eclipsed that. That's ideal.
do you want to say your bit again this weekend, or it might get to 50?
50, please. You know what to do. Smash.
No, I was meaning the smash.
Alright, cheers, Tam. You just gave me the floor and then steamrolled me halfway through my bit. So fuck you, right in your dirty whore face. Smash that subscriber button and give us the love. There you go. That's my nerdiness out the way.
Magic. Right. This week we'll have all the usual stuff as it is right now. It's 8:45 on a Tuesday night. Heart of Midlothian 2, Raith Rovers 0 as it stands right now. Pretty much. This is the thing with being a Hearts fan. The performance tonight enrages you even more from Saturday because we have absolutely battered Raith Rovers for 45 minutes. Missed chance after chance. Boise with a great goal. Henderson with a tap in. We've even managed to take Ginnelly off, who is injured again. Great. We're currently
They have 10
cruising.
men.
They've got 10 men too, that is very true. Craig reliably informs us that he's their best player, or one of their best players, and so that's handy for the second half. Tam, you paid the money. You're going to give us some updates as and when there's anything to update. What's your thoughts on the first half so far?
Just pretty much what you said. Smashed them. We should have probably scored more. Jamie Walker missed a really good opportunity. other than that, there was wee bits. It was nice to see we had quite good width and crosses coming at the box, and then Ginelli went in off injured in 15 minutes. So, other than that, good goal by boys. You said Henderson had a tap in. It was more a chest in when you see the finish, but that's pretty much it.
How has Jamie Walker actually looked?
You know what, he has been actually better. I know you called it on the Twitter earlier that he's best in number 10, and he has been playing pretty well, to be fair. I think they've had a bit of a kick up the arse after Saturday, but we'll go on to that. But it looks like they've actually started the game how we probably should have started Saturday.
Walker missed a sitter, Halliday missed a sitter today.
Halliday missed an absolute sitter. I forgot about that. Thanks for the heads up there, Shanks. But Halliday 1-on-1 with about 12 yards out. McDonald saved it easily. Aye.
Cool. Well, like I said, we'll go through the usual nonsense. Tam will update us if anything happens in the game. Kev's got some conundrums for us. Shanks has a teaser. We've got a bit of two quizzes. Craig's got a quiz for us where we're going to try and see if we can name the starting 11s from a couple of iconic matches. I say iconic. I've no idea if they're iconic, but I'm building up the pressure for you, Craig. And then Ando's got a quiz for as well. We'll have a bit of headlines. We've got some new players in, and we'll have to have a review of Saturday, predictions for this Saturday. Aye, pretty much it. So, Shanks, you got this week's teaser for us. In fact, Kev, you've got the list of the answer for last week, don't you? Last week's teaser, what was it? What was the answer and who got it right?
So the last week's teaser was brought to us by Brad's, and I can't remember the actual players, but I've got the answer. So if anybody can chuck us in who the players were, because I couldn't find them. I was trying to find it in my notes for last week, but I must have been too much concentrating on my quiz for last week that I didn't bother even writing it down.
I can't remember either. Was it David Van Zandt or something? Or was that last
Well, that
week?
was the week before, but that's because the last one I've got written down. But anyway,
I didn't even write it last week.
Well done to our international Hall of Famer Gary Crawford out in Miami, who correctly predicted that last week's teaser, and the name that was requested by Brad's was Cole Stockton, the one player that played for Hearts about 9 times, couldn't score in a barrel of whatever's.
He plays for Morecambe.
Correct.
You can't stop scoring.
So for that point of view, well done to our international listener, Gary.
And you'll notice that Bradley isn't on the call this week. He's been so fed up with us that he's had a Brittany, he's had a Neil Lennon meltdown because we didn't post his teaser and we slagged his teaser and can't remember what it was last week. He shaved all his hair off and refused to come on. So we'll try and talk him back for the brink and get him on next week. We'll maybe even try and share his haircut on the socials because it is an absolute DIY banger. Isn't it? It's
I think we have to.
Right, Shanks. Oh, sorry, Kev, on you go.
I was just saying, I think we have to share this on the socials.
Hey, we'll have to share your hair as well, Ramon.
It's back, right?
It's a belter. Right, Shanks, what you got for us this week?
This week's teaser: which former Jambo played with Andy Gray and Darren Dodds? Clubs and years.
Clubs and years.
Andy Gray and Darren Dodds.
Is there an echo in here?
Well, yeah, there was, but I think we had that ironed out. Shanks, thanks.
Right.
Aye, mate.
The usual. We'll put it on the socials this week, definitely. Somebody can take ownership by putting that on the socials because we always forget. Answers on a postcard we want. Well, do we need the years and the names? Is that what we're saying? Or
We've only been doing it for like 20 episodes, but
clubs and years.
Years and clubs. I've gave you the names. You all right?
I'm all right. That's fine.
You sound cool.
I'm all right. Are you all right?
Well, I was all right until I moved into my new office and I've realised that all you can just see is shine on the top of my dome because I'm sitting underneath a spotlight. So let me know if that
welcome to
ruins
the club. Look,
YouTube.
I will there now.
You're not gonna.
I feel like a fucking exhibit at the Tate Modern.
Well, because this is such self-obsessed drivel, you need to get some moist, what's it called, foundation or something on the top of your head.
Aye.
Get the glare off.
Did you say self-obsessed drivel? That's not the first time I've heard that this week, is it?
It's a common theme in it. That's the number one feedback. So we might as well embrace it. There we go. Right, conundrums. Kev, you've got 4. Do you want to give us 3 and we'll keep the 4th as a tiebreaker, or are you just going to hit us with all? You're going to hit us with all 4.
Oh, we could do 3 and then leave the final one as a tiebreaker. Happy to do that.
Getting lazier these days, aren't we?
Put the pressure on us for the start to get this right.
Aye, exactly. So, number 1. While on his knees, he invented the telephone. Initials NA. So, while on his knees, he invented the telephone. Initials NA. Number 2. Could this player have been one of the original Beach Boys? Initials DW. So, could he have been one of the original Beach Boys? DW. And apologies to anybody who doesn't have kids, but this animated evil scientist's assistant loved holidaying in the main town of the Isle of Bute. It's a cracker. So there is an. I knew anybody who'd get annoyed at that one. It was going to be you, Ando. So this animated evil scientist's assistant loves holidaying in the main town on the Isle of Bute, and the initials are IR. I for India, R for Romeo. And then I'll leave the 4th one. I'll leave the 4th one for the end.
Right. Thanks, Kev.
I'm just going to mute myself for the remainder of it.
Aye.
Yeah, exactly. You can just sod off. Go and do the dishes or something, would you?
Thanks, Kev. Thanks for that. Aye, cool. Right. Craig, what's been happening anyway? What have you been up to? What's been happening? And did you watch any of the game on Saturday? Did you see it?
Yeah. Paid my $18.50 to watch it. Bargain. It was actually, for a neutral, it was an amazing game, but I know I kind of pissed you off a little bit by bringing that up before we started recording.
Just a bit. So, to be fair, I thought Raith Rovers were brilliant.
Exactly.
I thought they were superb for about 60 minutes. Obviously, it was very frustrating to see just how easily they had their number. They were better than us nearly all over the park, and that Kai Kennedy looks like a great player for them, didn't he? He was all over the place too. Might as well just do a bit of the review for Saturday. We'll do headlines after because I know I've made a few signings, but might as well just get the negative stuff out the way first and foremost. For anybody that doesn't know, Hearts 2, Raith Rovers 3. Missed a penalty, Raith Rovers. Hearts didn't get a second goal until 2 minutes or 3 minutes into injury time, and then Jamie McDonald turned into. That was like Jamie McDonald at Easter Road in the League Cup, wasn't it? He was just saving absolutely everything. He was having an absolute stormer. Shanks, what was your thoughts in the game?
I just thought we looked second to everything, miles off it, and even at 2-0 down, absolute nothing, no fight whatsoever. If you listen to the radio, anybody who was listening to 4th One, it was actually embarrassing because they were singing a Hearts song on 4th One live, which I thought was really weird. And everyone was saying how we were going to walk it, rhyming off the team. That's unbelievable squad to the championship. And we just never seen it at all. It was only ended up, we were only 1 goal in it, but just really disappointing. And at home as well. When was the last time we went down 3-0 at home at Tynecastle?
Well, here's Kilmarnock, and then it finished 3-2 as well under Stendhal. We went 3-0 down to Kilmarnock and then finished 3-2. The stats are...
Walker had a really good shot there, and as you said, McDonald made loads of good saves. He just done it the same again. So
decent. The stats for you are, I believe, Raith Rovers hadn't beaten Hearts at Tynecastle since 1991, 1990, something like that. I think it was the last time they beat Hearts at Tynecastle. They had only ever beaten Hearts 9 times in their history.
No, I think I remember being there.
Aye, it was some crazy. I can't remember who it was that scored. It was some mad name, probably like Stevens Stevenson or something like that. And I'm saying it's a mad name, but I can remember it being a memorable name. But 1990 or 1991, the last time they beat us at Tynecastle, it was an absolute shocker. Tam, what was your thoughts on the game when you were watching it?
Luckily, I was helping move somebody's house on Saturday because they couldn't
Moved their
drive, so I
house?
was driving. So
I was
they
gonna
were
say
moving
you've
house.
been working out.
So
What? Like you move
Moved
the
the
whole
house.
house? Fucking hell. Well played.
I'm class. I've been on.
That was like, remember in Livingston where the McDonald's used to be on one side of the road and they just
I
picked it up and put it on the other side of the road for no reason. All right, Tam, you didn't watch it, so Ando, what
To
about
be
you?
fair, I only turned in for the last 20 minutes, which was actually quite good to see if you didn't look at the scoreline. Like, Hearts were class, but aye.
Ando, any overall thoughts?
Wasteful. Absolutely wasteful. If I had to sum it up in one word, it would be that. Wasteful. There was absolutely no drive about them. Just what you said, Shanks. Even though they went down, there was no fight. I didn't think Boyce had a particularly good game. Anytime he tried to hold the ball up, he was utter shite at it. And if he did hold it up, his pass onwards was crap. Never found the man once. So I did mention in the group chat that I was kind of getting ready to get back on board the Ando Hates Boyce bus and drive it away off into the sunset, but I realise now that I was just raging on Saturday, so I'm going to reserve judgment on that because he's scored tonight and he's back in my good books. But aye, it was disappointing overall for me.
I wish this podcast had started 45 minutes ago, so you would have said that and then you would have scored on the same podcast.
Even more of a mug than I normally do. Aye.
Kev, it's an overall theme that we've kind of touched on before. It's something that you just have to look at when you go on the Twitters and all that sort of stuff, and it's something that we seem to have rectified tonight. But why do we start so slow? Why are we so slow out of the blocks?
I think it's a mindset thing. I genuinely believe a lot of them think they can just turn up and they expect to win. Yes, as Shanks already mentioned, we've got a great team. We've got a great squad to actually be in the championship. We should effectively be running away with it. And that partly might be why we as fans get so frustrated, is the fact that we know perfectly well how good that team is on paper. On the park, at 5-3, they just generally think, well, we've got a great team here. We just need to actually play our game. The other team usually come out quick, come off the blocks, and we give them a 2-goal or 3-goal head start. I think it's a mindset thing. I think
their first goal was comical. It was
a bit pinball.
It was a great finish for the guy, brilliant, but it was embarrassing, man. Even the play building up to the corner, where Halkett almost scored the own goal, didn't he? Cut it out, and then he almost hung with Tam.
McDonald with a great save. Boys fell about 5 yards out. Probably should have scored.
I was going to say.
GMS has been a lot better this second half as well, to be honest. Been right up and down the wing, so
he's going to take a bit of time to
it was a bit anonymous on Saturday, wasn't he?
They're doing that. Well, that was the thing I was going to say to you, Craig, as well, was that it's something that we've spoke about, and Tam has mentioned there from tonight, is that it's something that we've been missing for quite a bit of the season since Ginnelly's been out, his width. Robbie Nielsen's kind of always been tarred with this tinker man and overthinking things. What's your thoughts on them playing Ginnelly and Gary Mackay-Stevens on the opposite wings, so they cut into their good foots? Obviously, Ginnelly played left wing, Gary Mackay-Stevens played on the right. Gary Mackay-Stevens is left-footed, Ginnelly's right-footed. Again, is that smart thinking, or do you think that for the games against Raith Rovers and in this league, it should just be play them in their best positions and tell them chalk on the boots, get to the byline?
I think it all comes back to Nielsen, again, not really knowing what he wants to do, it seems, because you've heard him say earlier in the season that he wants to get the ball wide and get the ball into the box for Boyce. And then this new signing that we've got this week, according to a lot of the reports from him, if you get a few of the Blackpool fans were saying that if you get balls into the box, you'll get the best out of this guy. So I mean, that's fair enough if you want to play to your strengths like that, but then it kind of goes against that having your wingers inverted, I suppose. But on the flip side of that, we've got two very good fullbacks, and if all's going well, I'd imagine he would want them to be bombing on, us to be dominating teams, and them to be bombing on and becoming the wingers. So I don't know. I can kind of see, in and of itself, I can see that, but I think the larger problem with Nielsen is that it's a different lineup every week and a different kind of approach and setup, and I just think he's a bit of a reactive manager who thinks too much about the opposition sometimes rather than just wanting us to go out, play our best 11, play our way, and impose ourselves week to week on teams.
So here's my thing. Where I'll put it to you and see if you agree or not. But the first time we went down, Robbie, it was his first ever job or whatever. So everything was new. Hearts had never been to Queen of the South to play them in the league for however many years and all that. So it was like new and exciting type thing. And all right, don't get me wrong, you go to Ibrox in the open game of the season and you win, you're always going to get swagger. Then the next again week you beat Hibs. So yeah, we got off to an unbelievable start. But my overriding memory of being in the Championship the first time was just the swagger and arrogance that we had when we went to these teams. We played our game no matter what. We went to Ibrox when the snow called the game off, and if that hadn't been called off, Hearts would have won that game. We'd a bit of a ropey open in 10 minutes. We started to batter them at Ibrox by playing our game. We were imposing ourselves on them, dominating the ball. And this time, so that was, he's had one full season of Championship with Hearts. He had half a season and then a full season with Dundee United, and now he's a quarter of a season through with Hearts. Do you think he's been burnt? Like, he's got a very bad record against Alloa with Dundee United, something that we've seen here as well. Has he now kind of, because he's been to Alloa and he knows how they set up and he knows what it's like to play Raith Rovers and he knows what it's like to play Arbroath and he knows that if you're knowing your best, they can do this and they can do that. Do you think he's kind of been burnt and he overanalyzes or over worries about potentially what could go wrong rather than that arrogance that we had from the first time? Well, if we show up and do us, we'll win comfortably. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a bit of that?
I do think that's part of it, but I do think part of it's what Kev said before as well, where you can't just put it all on Nielsen. Players are sometimes turning up for games and thinking we can just walk this because we are effectively a Premiership team playing a level below. I think what's interesting to add to what you've said there is that I think it was a tweet that Craig Fowler had put out, and then Richard Winton, a Dundee United fan who I think works for the BBC, had responded to, and he kind of really knows his stuff, and he was saying that it just sounds like exactly the same criticisms that Robbie Nielsen was getting last season with Dundee United. It just seems the same, and he got them up, but they weren't that too sad to see the back of him, and they were excited to get a new, slightly unknown manager in to replace him in the end.
I think I'd seen a stat, and I can't remember who it was, but I think it said something like it was about 18 points that Lawrence Shanklin was directly involved in saving for Dundee United. So either them being 1-0 down or 2-1 down and him scoring to make it 2 each or 1-1 or whatever, or 0-0 and him scoring to make it 1-0. That it was 18 points worth of a difference for them last season in the Championship. And you look at those tonight, so Tam's watching there and Shanks is watching that too. You go on Twitter, it's chance after chance after chance that we're missing.
GMS just basically missed the goal was open goal. It was a hard angle, but it went rose head, like it was so good.
And it was the same back to what Ando said on Saturday as well, is fair enough, Jamie McDonald did make some great saves, but it shouldn't, we missed so many chances in those matches, and it's like if we had somebody that was prolific and could bury it, would we be seeing the same reaction? So obviously tonight it looks like we spoke there. We swapped. I think Gary Mackay-Stevens played on the left and Ginnelly played on the right. Again, it looks like we have been attacking the byline. We've been taking on our man and getting balls into the box type thing. So again, my biggest disappointment from Saturday, and it's something that people are guilty of tweeting. I'd seen you and Murray had tweeted it as well about this. Hopefully it's the kick up the ass they need to crack on. And it's like, surely we had to kick up the ass we needed to crack on after Dunfermline. Do you know what I mean?
3 other
And then,
picks up the arses.
aye, like then Alloa and then Dundee. It's like how many? So here's my question to everybody, and I'll go around the table. That's all we need to talk about for Saturday. We can move on. It looks like it's going to be water under the fridge, as Gary O'Connor would say. And we'll move,
Is that like
we'll
a real thing, or are you just
move,
making that
I
up?
swear to God, he said it on open goal.
Wow.
So he said it's all just water under the fridge. Looks like we've been on it and back to something that resembling our best against Raith tonight. Here's my question to you, right? So far in the league, we've played 13 matches. It looks like we'll
Genuinely
win tonight,
did that.
hopefully. But we've dropped 9 points so far. So here's my question to you. Is there a jumping off point with the football club, or is it literally it doesn't matter if we win promotion by 1 point? It's promotion is the most important thing. Doesn't matter if we're dreadful and we get there by the skin of our teeth, or is there a jumping off point if, for example, we lose at home on Saturday, or if we drop more points? For you, is there a
That
jumping
should have
off
been a
point?
third there, by the way.
Right, well,
Oh, it's just got a note.
I'll come to you since you've interrupted me.
You told me to interrupt you if the game's
Yeah,
on.
look at that, Tam.
You want
You're
the,
so
you want the live
you're so
updates?
sen-
I'm
you're so
I'm sitting here
sensitive.
at. I was trying to remember the stadium name, and your. I
Starts
don't want to
with
butcher his name, but Armand, the new number 9, is coming on.
Dan
Which is
Lee.
name.
Let's go for it. Say for it. You're live at the game, Tam. Tell us his name.
Armand, number 9.
I know.
How are we saying it? I can't.
Nad-
I can.
Willie.
When it's written down.
It's called Nads.
Aye, big man.
Lads.
The big man's going up top. Aye, what about you, Tam? What's your feelings? Is it just a case of get us out the league, or do you want to see us do it with a bit of style? That's my point.
I don't know about you, but one of my favourite seasons of being a Hearts fan was the last time we were in the Championship, 14-15. Like, cause we won every game at a canter in a sense. There was never the. You always knew. Was it not like always the fact that we were always class in the first half and then the second half we would kind of pull away? It just seems to be the opposite now. It's weird. So I think we should have a bit more style.
So what would be your point then? How many more defeats or dropped points do we have in it?
I don't mind a defeat if you look like you're in a battle. You know what I mean? Like you can be unlucky and get beaten. Like you could, if you had to say like 20 shots on a goal and they get 1 goal or something like that. That's a wee teams that have all pretty much all shot on Heart of Midlothian Football Club as a club. Like the fans all want us to see them battle them, and the players don't seem to get that message. And I think there's no fans there that they're kind of getting away with it in a sense as well.
Right, Ando, yourself.
For me, promotion's the only thing that matters. I think this season, the only reason we're in this situation in the first place is because of COVID, and obviously we all know that it's such a massive factor in the game. Still, what Tam was saying there, you know, the crowd are not there. They're not there to kick shit out of people that are actually on the park. So, for me, I'm quite happy just to write this season off. You know, as long as we.
Kev.
I agree with points that have been made by everybody. Promotion is the be all and end all. We said it away back at the beginning. What was it, September, October time, that the big important thing was to get out of the Vita League, and that is what it's going to be. Yes, we want to do it with a wee bit of panache, and that's what we had the last time. And then, you know, we had Rangers and we also had Hibs, who, no disrespect to any of the clubs that are in the Championship this season, were a slightly higher calibre, and we done really, really well. And I think if you were to take the team that we had back in 2014, 2015 and the team that we've got today and look at similarities and who's better and things like that, there's not going to be a great deal of difference between certain players. And you then start to question them again, what is it? Why are we not actually performing to the levels that we did back in 2014, 2015? And I think Ando's right. I think it's because there's no fans there. Fans drive you on. How many times have we been at Tynecastle Wednesday night or whatever, and we're 1-0 down, but the fans get right behind you, and before you know it, you're 2-1 up. So I do think there's a number of factors involved in it, but the most important thing is definitely getting out of the league.
Can you imagine what it'd have been like at 3-0 down at home to Raith Rovers at Tynecastle?
Cesspit. An absolute cesspit.
I missed them. The other days I missed them.
I would have been over to some sort of pub. Like, I would have been in the stadium for that.
You would have. You'd have clapped your way to the end. You don't know what you're like. You'd have been at the players' entrance trying to get a packed lunch signed. Don't talk shite. Right. Shanks, I'm going to come to you, but before I come to you for this, you deserve some form of credit, because to be honest with you, we've been bullish on the podcast from the minute that we got demoted, and you've been pretty much from the start saying that you think it'll be a slog. So what's your view on what's happening? Is promotion just the be all and end all for you?
I just want to see us obviously go up. I'd like to have a bit of comfort in it. I don't expect to see us demolishing teams 6-0 week in, week out. But I certainly don't expect to see us chasing games. We're chasing more games than we're comfortable in at the moment. It's embarrassing. There is no way that Robbie will walk away in the current climate. There is no way that she will push him. We've seen that she sticks with boys long after they're past their sell-by. We've seen it time and time again. There is no danger she will push him out this season, regardless if we lose another 5 games. As long as we get promoted, she'll stand by him, and she'll put her faith in Savage coming good in the window and keeping him right. As long as we go up, I can almost stand by and watch it happen. But this crop of players, the amount of wages that they're on, we should be comfortably getting victories. Week in, week out, you sit here and bang on about 6-0, and I'm like, 2-2. Like, I just don't see us cruising these games at all. And Kev's kind of nailed it as well. I do think there is a little bit about, you've got players that are used to playing in front of 30,000 every week in that squad, and they're freezing at the seaside at Arbroath. I get it. It's tough. It's different. But they've got to play for the jersey and understand that we're paying a wage in tough times, so we expect better than what we're getting. There is also a wee bit. There's a lot of individually gifted players in that team, and why are they not gelling? Why are they not coming together and linking up as we would expect? So I don't know if that's at the foot of the manager, or we've just got a couple of disruptive characters in there. Not sure. Welcome thoughts.
Craig,
Are you
what's
making
your
accusations there about players being unrest in the dressing room? Is that what you're saying?
you throwing bombs, are you? Craig, what's your views? Promotion over style.
I wasn't even sure when you first asking about a jumping off point. I wasn't sure when you first asked the question, but I quite like what Ando said about this being really strange times, and I think getting over the line and being promoted, I think, is the main thing. And then what was that, Dan?
Ando just said 3-0. My screen here live from the game is still showing 2-0. So I do apologies.
You're doing a Chris Kamara again.
It's actually the new boy with a goal.
Ando has just railroaded Tam railroad to Fraser. Magic.
Me and Tam have paid 28 quid to freeze our balls off at Start.
Is it? Sorry, I've had a premonition.
But as I say, good news is it was a terrible goal, but he's got a debut goal for him.
I thought I was giving the wrong person credit.
Sorry, before you were rudely interrupted, Craig. What were you saying?
I have
No worries at all. Like I said, I wasn't sure when you first asked, but I quite like what Ando said about it being kind of strange times, and I think it was just the main thing's just to get promoted this season, and I'd like to think that Nielsen's building towards something. I'm not convinced that we're going in that direction, but hopefully he proves me wrong. But yeah, I think for me, in terms of a jumping off point, I think if there was any threat to not being promoted, or if it started to not look relatively comfortable, then I would start to get a bit tetchy, I think, yeah.
What's happening? Have we goal been chopped off?
I don't know.
Classic.
I don't know. And
Oh, well.
Hearts Twitter's not updated either, so they don't know either.
It is me.
It has. It's been disallowed.
I
Sorry,
agree.
completely
No,
ruined
I'm
your
relying
point
on the
there, Craig.
roving reporter at the game
Nah, you're
to
all
inform
good.
me.
All
Still.
good.
Made this
Overtaken by live events.
Aye, we've got a bit of drama. Go live to Star Park. To play devil's advocate for things as well, just to touch on some of the points that you've made. The players can't interact with each other than at training. They don't they kind of go out, they kind of mingle. They are separated in like training and all that sort of stuff as well. They get changed in clusters and all the things that would like be normal for you, like get in the changing room, get to meet your teammates, nights out, golf days, all that. It's gone. They can't do that. So I think that's why you're seeing like, obviously when you watch the training highlights, you see like them have music at the side of the park. I think they're just trying to encourage a culture. So you've got to put that into context, as well as the fact that these guys are coming in. Halliday's come in, Gary Mackay-Stevens is coming in. You've got I've did that Gary Mackay-Stevenson. Gary Mackay-Steven came in. You got Josh Ginnelly, Freer, all these guys that basically they maybe not able to go for coffee or meals after training because of COVID and stuff. So it is weird. I get all that. Again, playing devil's advocate, I would say you're saying there about Kev about the crowd not being there. I know what Hearts fans are like, and I know that these players last season, when we were allowed there, couldn't handle the pressure of going into Hamilton versus Hearts at Tynecastle, having to win and drawing 2 each because we are so demanding. And that's my thing, is these slow starts, how much encouragement would they be getting for Hearts fans? Do you know what I mean? Like, we got a goal down to Raith Rovers at Tynecastle in the manner that it was on Saturday. I don't think Tynecastle responds in a positive manner.
I don't know about that. I'd say, like, given the fact that we are demoted, like, well, there's maybe an argument to say if the fans would be allowed in, it would be in a COVID-free situation. We wouldn't have been demoted in the first place. But if you ignore that fact for a minute and say that, right, we were demoted and the fans were allowed back in the ground for whatever reason, then I think the fact that you have been chucked down there unfairly buys them a little bit of latitude. I don't think it would be as much of a sort of power.
Well, it does look like we've had a reaction tonight. It looks like, as much as it's back to 2-0 for reasons unknown, the Hearts Twitter haven't even updated it. I mean, saying anything about it, they've just skimmed over it. It does look like we see a bit of reaction. Saturday's the big one, isn't it? We played Dunfermline on Saturday and then Cali Thistle away next. Are they the next 2 games? Or have I made that up?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's Inverness yet, is it?
I don't know.
Away to Ayr.
Right, okay. So 2 difficult games. I think we have to take that momentum. Hopefully what we're seeing tonight is the start of, a bit of a kick up the backside type thing, which is I'm the same as yours as well. I think as much as I would like to see some style, get us into the Premier League. Get us back to where we are, and then if we still see what we see now, then I'll be worried. But as it is right now, it's disappointing. I think that's the thing that's annoying the most, is like you said, we're 3-0 down and we click into gear, and if we play for another 5 minutes, we win 4-3. But we can't have that. It's just we can't go goals behind before try to pull it back. It's not a good habit to be in.
Probably should have won 4-3 on the chances that we created in the end, to be fair. I mean, Naismith missed 2 sitters. Walker missed a pretty good chance. That was a really tame effort. And then there was those 2 amazing saves, one especially from McDonald. So I agree with you. We keep playing. We get at least a draw in that game. But I think even on the chances we created in the latter stages of that game, we still could have won that game. On another day, we still would have won it, I think.
I think that was the thing, that because we'd been beat away at Dundee, Dunfermline, and knocked out at Alloa, my thing was, if he makes Tynecastle a fortress, then it doesn't matter. If we beat every single team we play against at Tynecastle, Dunfermline won't match that. Dundee won't match that. We'll have enough. But the fact that we've now, our three main competitors in the league are Dundee, Dunfermline and Raith Rovers. We've lost to all three of them. For me, that's been really disappointing. And to lose at Tynecastle, not like what Tam said, there's a way to do it. Falkirk came to Tynecastle the last time we were in a championship, and Magaro Gomez played one bad pass and they punished us and they won 3-2 and we couldn't get the goal back to make it 3 each. But we played well that day. Do you know what I mean? That's just football. But Saturday was shockingly bad at points. It was calamitous. Even the penalties as well. You're thinking, what are we doing? How have we gave penalties away there? So let's go on to Saturday. We'll just do predictions. We don't have to talk about anything else, but we'll go around the table and do our predictions at home to Dunfermline on Saturday. Tam, what's your prediction for Saturday?
3-1. Sorry. I'm really confused by 2 Hearts. I'm really confused by the formation we're now playing. It's like it's a 4-1-4-1. But like we're playing 5 up front basically. It's strange. Halliday's playing like wide left. Really weird.
Decent.
I'm confused.
Ando, prediction? Kev?
Say it again.
I'll say 3-0.
I'll go 2-1 Hearts.
Shanks?
Sorry, pardon me, I thought I was on mute.
Really
there.
impressed with what I've seen in the big man
My
up
bad,
front so
fucking
far.
up again.
Totally
I'll say
different
3-0
dimension.
Hearts.
Finally, we've got someone that could potentially hold the ball up here. I think we'll score 4, but I do see us conceding at least 2, so I'll go 4-2.
So that's 2 weeks in a row you went 4-2. I like your consistency. Craig?
I'll go with 2-1. 2-1 Hearts.
I'm going to temper my enthusiasm slightly and say 6-2.
Check bag.
I think we'll concede. So 6-2 is my prediction for Saturday.
Slightly disgusted at you, Corbett.
Right, Craig. We'll do your wee teaser quiz thing first, and then we'll dive into Ando's Deividas Quiznauskis.
Right, let's do it.
Right, let's go.
Right, I've called it cunt down.
Yes.
That's why I was asking if it was okay.
That's why you were asking about the beep.
It's all one word.
That's going to need an edit.
What we're going to do is we count down until there's one of you cunts left. Basically, that's basically the rules.
I like it.
So what I do is I pick a classic game, and then you have to. I'll go around just one by one, and you have to give me a player that played in that game. Both sides. I've got 2 games. You can just patch the second one if this completely fails, or we'll test it with the first one. The first one is it's the Scottish Cup final of 2012. Hibs 1, Hearts 5.
Yep.
So I will go around you guys on the order that you are on my screen. That means I'm beginning with, there's a couple other rules. So I want somebody who played in the game. So that includes used subs. They're correct answers. If you give me an unused sub, you get another guess.
Right. Okay.
What we have to decide now, though, is should we just do it one wrong answer and you're out, or do you want lives?
Well,
I'll need lives, Craig.
I was going to say, if that's Shanks who was playing for Hearts tonight, I'm not sure who would get them. So, let's do two lives.
2 lives each, right? I need to keep a note of those.
Here's
and
as well. Put your hands like that.
if you give me an answer that you have, if you give me an answer that's already been given, that's also a wrong answer. You're out if you give an answer that's already been given.
Right.
Right.
I need to write these down.
Just to qualify this, do they have to be Hearts players, or can we mention the Hibs
No,
team
both, yeah.
So,
Okay, so we're starting with you, Ando.
cool. Ryan McGowan.
Correct. Tam.
Darren Barr.
Correct. Kev.
Andy Webster.
Correct. Shanks.
Lewis Stevenson.
Incorrect.
Oh, he's out there.
Wait. I'll give you a wee out. Yeah. Which Stevenson, Shanks?
The Ryan Stevenson.
No, you're still wrong. I'll give you a chance to get back in.
I said Lewis Stevenson to start with.
Did you?
I did say Lewis Stevenson.
They said
I thought
Lewis
he played.
Stevenson.
I thought he was maybe injured or something.
Oh, I didn't hear Lewis. Sorry, I just heard
Oh,
Steven
no, I
saying
did
it.
say Lewis. Aye.
Right, okay. You're correct. Sorry. That's my fuck up then. That's Shanks there. And Kev. Oh, no, sorry, not Kev. William.
What are we trying? So the idea is that we do the obvious ones first and keep your really
I'm
obscure
not
ones
going to give
till
you any
last.
tactics. You have to decide that yourself.
You get another shot, don't you? Right,
It's going to go
Rudy
round.
Well,
Rudy
remember,
Scatchell.
it's a process of elimination, isn't it? So,
Right, Rudy Scatchell then.
Rudy Scatchell is correct. Right, we're back to you, Ando.
the man, the myth, the legend, Marius Zellukis.
Correct. Tam.
Pakujabe.
Kajabi is correct. Kev.
Danny Granger.
Danny Granger. Shanks.
I'm nervous about the Hearts answer, so I'm going to play safe again and go Gray.
Correct. Oh, no.
Oh, was he? He was there.
No, that is incorrect. God, I'm really bad at being a host of the quiz, aren't I? That's Shanks is missing one life now.
Do I lose a lit? Right, cool.
Liam.
Jamie McDonald.
Jamie McDonald is correct. Back to the start.
If anyone
Ando.
said Darren Barr yet? 'Cause I'm not writing these down. I don't know what's been said already. Darren Barr?
Well, that makes you lose a life if someone
Shut
has
up,
said
Dan.
it.
No, it doesn't.
That's what I said. That was the rules.
No one said Darren Barr, have they?
They absolutely
I
have.
did.
Right, Suzo Santana.
No.
Suso Santana is correct. Tam.
Matt Doherty.
That is correct. Well done. Kev.
Andy Driver.
Yep.
Give me say time yet.
Shanks.
I think
Tumbleweed just
God.
blew through.
I'm pretty sure that this player got dropped for the final, but I can't remember the name of the Hibs keeper, so I'm going to go for Templeton, but I'm pretty sure he got dropped.
It's incorrect, Shanks. I'm sorry.
Thank fuck for that. I can watch the game. Come on, boy.
Is that how much you liked my quiz?
He did get dropped away. I'm sure he said that in his open goal or something.
I think he was injured.
He was injured.
Was he? I thought
Did he get dropped?
I think he got dropped. Aye. Sure he was a drop in.
Liam.
Craig Beattie.
Craig Beattie was a substitute. You're correct. A used substitute. Okay, so back to the start.
I'll
Ando.
go for Mary Towell, who came on as a sub.
He was another sub. Tam.
I don't think anyone said Stephen Elliott.
I haven't.
Maybe wrong.
Is that your answer?
That is my answer. Yeah.
That is correct. Kev.
I don't think anybody said Ian Black.
You're correct. Nobody said Ian Black.
Oh, now I have to
We're
try
back
and
to you,
think
Liam.
again.
So have we got the full starting 11 for Hearts now? I think we have.
I was going to give you an update of the state of where we were after.
Oh,
your
after
guess.
this
I can
one.
do it now if you want.
No. I'll go Gary O'Connor for Hibs then.
That is correct. So we have. You have given me the entire Hearts 11. There's one substitute that hasn't been given.
Yep.
And there's obviously plenty of these Hibs players to go.
Yeah, but
This is where it gets difficult. Or more difficult.
Right. The
Ando,
Hibs
we're
keeper
back with
that
you.
Shanks couldn't name, is it Mark Brown?
It's correct. It's Mark Brown. Tam.
I can't mind if anyone said it, but James McPake.
Oh,
James
solid.
McPake is correct. Scorer of Hibs' goal. Kev.
Right. Lee Griffiths.
I was going to say,
Griffiths
Dave
is
said Griffiths.
Back to you again, Liam.
I'm going to go obscure and say Denis Prychenko.
He was an
Yeah,
unused sub,
unused sub.
so you get another guess.
An unused sub. Yes.
That's the count, man.
Give yourself a bit of time.
All right. Was it? Oh, are we not trying to name an unused sub? Because I've got an unused sub Hibs one.
No, I say you just get another guess if you give me an unused sub.
Oh, I thought it was like you got another go because you got like a really hard one,
You
right?
get a bonus point.
Ah, right.
You
Okay.
can have a bonus point as well.
Craig, could you not have picked a more popular game to give us a chance?
Right, now we're trying to find Hibs cunts. Soares, Tom Soares, or whatever he
Well
was
done.
called.
Yeah.
God's sake, are we even going to have a winner here? Right, so we're down to, again, we've still got one Hearts substitute, we've got the 3 Hibs subs, and we've got 3 Hibs starters to go.
Oh,
Ando.
Scott Robinson is the final sub. Yes,
Well
get
done.
in.
Is he?
Could become a League Cup winner sometime soon.
Yep.
Yeah, so to Tam.
Kev, I can't see your other hand.
Struggling, like.
Aye.
Oh, wait. Has it been said? Paul Hanlon.
Paul Hanlon is also correct. I mean, at this point, these are all going to be winners. Kev. I didn't think of this scenario.
No idea
I think we
why
played-
we've got good.
I think we played Ivan Sproul. Did you know come on? Or have I got
He
the wrong?
was a
Have I got the
substitute.
semi-final?
Really? He's still there.
Oh, I think
we scored
Preston
this
came
time.
back.
And
Yeah, we
you
have scored. Sorry,
Yes.
wasn't watching it.
Who scored?
Big Shags.
It's a big man. Yes. Nando
He's
Lee.
absolutely fucking burst the net for like
He has.
2 yards, hard as he could. Brilliant.
Coming back off the save. Right, Kev, stop
Right.
cheating while we watch the game.
Yeah, Kev.
Oh no, it's Corbett. He said
Oh,
Spiller.
damn it. Right, how many players have we got left? I'm allowed
got
to ask that question.
2 subs and 2 starters.
I'm scraping the barrel here.
I'm struggling, like, so.
I've got one, I think, but again,
Perfect, Kev, smash up. I'm trying to think. That was the year where they had like hundreds and hundreds of people on loan. There's that wee guy, I can't even remember he was like number 7 or something like that. I can't. Claros, Georgie Claros or something like that.
Oh,
George
that was
Clarence.
actually the one I had in my head. I'm out.
Right, so there's only a few left. So this is just becoming a game of list the lineups. Yous have all only got 1 life now, okay, right? Because yous all had 2 going into this. You all only got 1 life left because there's no point in yous having 2 with how few are left. Ando.
Oh, I think I'm making this up. Is it Isaiah Osborne? Or Isaac Osborne,
is
something
correct,
like
yeah.
that. It begins. Is Isaiah? Is that right? Yeah.
Isaiah is right, yeah. Or which one? Yeah.
See, if you didn't have your hands above your head, I would have believed you cheat there.
I've had my hands above my head for
If you got
fucking
Alexa
10
on in the
minutes.
background.
To the point
No,
I've
that's what I'm
got pins
saying.
and needles
It's
in my
amazing.
left hand now.
So that you pulled it out. That was class.
Tam.
Pat Fenlon.
Sorry. Both hands are
Oh,
here.
that is incorrect. Kev?
the only one I can think of is the ginger hairy boy Doyle, but I don't know if he was is it Ian Doyle. I don't think he was there at the time. I think it was.
He was a youth substitute.
Was he?
Kev. I
So there's
hate
one
that.
person left. Nobody's
That-
fucking getting this, surely.
That was my
I've
guy. That
nothing.
was
I'm
my
out.
guy.
Is it- Have I? See? Can I guess the position of the boy that's left?
No.
Yeah.
Is it the unused Hibs substitute keeper?
No.
it's
It's
not
a
used.
used
Gotta be a
one.
used.
There's one used player left.
I thought big Conrad was on the bench that day.
How obscure are we talking? Is it going to be like a ridiculous? Like he was there on loan for like 4 months or something like that.
He wasn't there long. I've never ever seen this surname anywhere else in my puff.
Nah, I'm out. I'm tapping.
Right. So the folk that were still in, who was still in? Oh, you've still got after your guess,
So,
Liam. We'll just
realistically, it's Ando and Kev the winner unless Corbett can pull something out.
I'll fucking pull something out of it.
This is a video pod now, mate. Don't do that. We'll get arrested.
Get in. I'm tapping. Tapping.
is anybody
Karen tapping.
any idea?
Nah, mate. I'm
It
out.
was George Francombe.
Who the?
I would have called. I would have accused people of cheating if they had got that one.
Yep.
Well, I should have gone with the other game in the end. We'll not bother with the other one now, but I should have gone with the other game in the end because I think that would have been a bit tougher and people would have got eliminated a bit quicker.
I
The
don't know.
other
I think
game
you should go
was
for it.
the 2006 1-0 win against Aberdeen when we qualified for the Champions League.
Oh.
Takis Fisas.
Let's do it.
That's a bit further away.
Retain
But,
it. Well,
We can invite you back. We can invite you back, Craig, and you can do that.
Here's the new rules for this one. We'll do this second game, right? But here's the new one. Everybody hands up in the air now.
He's
Oh,
already
they've got it.
shouted. He's
We
already said the game.
what the game was. Oh, damn it. Right, we'll do it next time.
Yeah.
Right.
No, because now we'll all cheat if it's
no,
next time.
no.
If it's the same
That's,
thing.
I'll pick a
That's,
different game for next
I'll-
time, but I
I
should
I
remember
really
that
like
one.
this, by the way. That's a good feature, mate. Well done. Next time you come on for your hat trick signed match ball by all the guys on the podcast, bring that feature back and don't tell us in advance what the
forward to
game
it.
is. I like that. It was good.
And then we never discussed at the start, but we're going to bring a new feature in next week as well that we're calling bedwetting.
Yes,
And
we are. I'm quite excited about this.
discuss the hot topics around Hearts, and we'll argue, is it bedwetting or justified concern? Because like we said there, after Saturday I would have drove to Tynecastle and sacked Robbie Nielsen on the spot. I'd have got ready and budged it, and that was absolutely bedwetting. So we'll discuss the issues from that. But Tam, talk us through the debut goal for the big man.
Shanks. I know it was a McDonald's save. It came off him and he just smashed it into the back of the net, but I can't remember who took the original shot.
I think it was Naismith.
That was
That was-
well worth the 14 quid.
It
then,
was
Tam,
Walker. It was Walker. It definitely was Walker. Apologies. And we've also just had a goal by Walker for offside. I think
Hart said it was Smith.
Smith, maybe. Cool.
It could have been Smith.
It says
I was concentrating
Smith
on
made
who
a
was
save.
playing in the 2012 Cup final. So
Uh,
I'm actually amazed. As much as we are proper idiots, I can't believe we only left one
Now, this is
player.
the second time
out
I'm
of
going to
the
tell you to shut your dirty whore face. Don't call us all idiots. I'm a good Hearts fan. I know this stuff. You just.
Aye, well, I was top of the
just
idiot league.
because
so
you're a wee tube.
I'm allowed to
That's,
see it.
you just speak for yourself, pal.
you get a point deducted as well
Exactly.
for saying that you're
Mention
top
it
of
in
the
that
league.
game.
You said your thing, mate. Thoughts in the second half, Shanks, since you've had nothing today for 25 minutes?
Dominated. Absolutely dominated. Brilliant linked up play. Not seen them in our half. Every single pass has landed. Really impressive. Crossing's been shite.
Andy Irvin's getting a lot of praise on Twitter. I can see, same with Jamie Walker. They've both been pretty good.
Yeah, sort of thing.
Andy Irvin's got to be part of the plans going forward, hasn't he? He's got to get him signed up. Craig, you been impressed?
Andy Irvin will make us millions.
You've been impressed with what you've seen from Andy Irvin?
I think the most impressive thing about him is how poor we are when he's not in the team, or what we miss from when he's not playing. Basically, his range of passing and his dynamism, which you're obligated to say about good central midfielders.
Yeah, right. That's good. That was. Which is good. Right, Ando, we're going to do your quiz, and then we'll do the answers, and then we'll call it quits.
Yeah, we can do. Although Tam might be steamrolling me in just a wee second.
Alright, okay, we'll hang on, Tam.
We'll hang on. So
Oh, second goal for the big
There you go.
man.
if
Yeah.
I was like, why did you put a message on the chat saying pay attention? I thought I'd just done something stupid.
well, you always do things that are
corner
stupid,
in.
but never mind that.
Armand, great goal. Like, what did you say earlier, Craig? If you put balls into the box, he'll score. Exactly.
I think that's what Blackpool fans were saying when we signed him. They were a bit jealous because, like I say, he had a hot streak for them, and they really took to him. And some of their fans were saying, "Yeah, get balls in the box and he'll score." They were saying he was limited in some other ways, but he's kind of like, I think they were saying he was good at holding up the ball and he's good at attacking the ball in the box.
He's
My wife says I'm
2
good
foot
at holding
taller
up.
than Peter Crouch. If he doesn't score goals when somebody puts the ball in the box, they're something wrong.
They only announced him as being
like that.
6'4", but I honestly think he must be bigger than 6'4". He's very tall.
You'll remember when Hibs signed the goalkeeper, and that's all they spoke about. He was 6'8". Didn't even know his name. Hibs have signed a goalkeeper from Arsenal. He's 6'8". All right, what's his name? Oh, I don't know. We've no asked. You just come up. Well, talking about Hibs, actually, let's discuss. We had our embarrassing show on Saturday. What about how bad are they? We put it on Twitter. Is there a bigger myth in football than Jack Ross? His interview
there
after the game as well was absolutely pathetic as well. Did you hear it? Did you hear his interview? two things if you didn't. The first thing that instantly jumped out was the fact that why did they have to defend Lennon, or why did they have to go on the offensive to be like, oh, I heard your interview midweek when you weren't listening to what Neil Lennon was saying. He's like, what are you crawl out his arse, man? Get a life. And it was just pathetic. Thoughts on it, Craig?
I don't know. I took Jack Ross's side a wee bit more in that interview, I think, because I think Kenny McIntyre was just kind of chasing headlines, and he was asking him things and not listening to the question. Sorry, listening to the answers, and he was putting words in Jack Ross's mouth at one point as well. But I think Jack Ross didn't come across that well either. I think he was obviously very chippy because he had just lost another cup semi-final and another great chance, because that's two chances they've blown to get to a cup final, and this one they would have been playing a Diddy team, and the last one they would have been playing a severely wounded Celtic team. So they've had two great chances to get a cup. So he's understandably frustrated. So I think that's why sometimes managers act like that after games. But yeah, he didn't come across that well, even though I kind of agreed with some of the points. In terms of his managerial abilities, though, I totally agree. I think it's the same. It's very similar to when you look at what he did at Sunderland. He gets them to a certain level. He beats certain teams that he's supposed to, and then when it gets to the point where the crunch match, he invariably fails at it. And the place he didn't do that was St Mirren, but he took St Mirren from quite and Alloa. He took those clubs from kind of like lower down to kind of and pushed it. You know what I mean? St Mirren were at a kind of low ebb when he took over, and he took them up the leagues. Up one league, but so that kind of works there. But I think now that he's got a job like Hibs, I think it's showing his limitations basically as a manager. He doesn't have it for the big games, it seems.
But here's my question as well. I'll put it to everybody. Why does he not get? When you think so, if you frame it by, look at the reaction that Daniel Stendhal got when he took over at Hearts, okay, and look at the questions that he had to answer. Everything about his formations, his style, his approach, his trainings. We had he's wearing goggles and ropes and training. Everything was analysed and slaughtered.
Because he's not part of the Scottish football bubble.
That's what I'm going to say. So
the same thing happened with Andrew Alessio, the Kilmarnock manager. I know that guy was a disaster, but he got the same kind of treatment. What's his name? The Portuguese Rangers manager. He got the same. He said something like the caravan moves along, but the dog keeps barking, which is an expression that's used quite a lot in his country. It's an expression here as well. It's just not used that much. And he was torn apart for you, and he was showing the media tactics with things on the desk in front of him, and they all ripped the piss out of him for that. I think it's just anybody who's not in this little bubble. It happened with Cathro. Anybody that's not in this little bubble of Scottish football gets different treatment from the media, and Jack Ross is in that bubble.
Aye, because it was the same, Kev. 2 seconds, I'll come to you in a second. Because it was the same. I actually heard someone today talk about Heckham. They said, he took over from Heckingbottom, who was an absolute disaster at Hibs. Heckingbottom finished 6th with Hibs. Jack Ross finished 7th last season. Like, this myth that he somehow came in and turned him into this unbelievable side is just, I like you say, he's in the bubble, so he gets away with it. But it's something that it has irked me from the start at how much of an easy ride he gets. Kev?
I was just going to say that Cathro was in his own bubble, but that bubble was in any same stratosphere as any of the rest of us. He was somewhere in a different world. No, definitely not. That bubble was something ridiculous.
No, but I think you're right. Like what Craig said is right to a certain extent, is the fact that, look at, like, I'm going to use this example because I know it as well. Ronnie Dyla at Celtic, 2 days before a League Cup final, Scott Brown is burst eating kebab in Glasgow, lying on the ground. Now, every one of those players, Chris Commons, Scott Brown, Georgie Samras, whoever was there, they all rebelled against Ronnie Dyla, trying to make them eat better, trying to become vegan or whatever it was, just trying to get them to be proper professionals. 3 months later, Brendan Rodgers walks in, has the exact same idea. You need to be fitter, you need to be leaner, you need to be stronger, and everybody buys into it. Everybody goes, "Oh, that's Brendan Rodgers. We better listen to him." But Ronnie Dyla says that no, I still want to eat mayonnaise and ketchup and all that sort of stuff. So it's annoying. Ando, what's your take on Jack Ross?
He's an absolute knob. But that that aside, I think there's an element of snobbery when it comes to Scottish football, just to the point Craig's making about being in the sort of protective bubble or the inner clique or whatever you want to call it. It's almost a case of, right, well, if you're foreign, we're just going to try and malign you as much as we can. It's absolutely crap. I'm not a fan of Jack Ross. I think he's absolutely a myth. And you know what? I'm glad that we didn't end up with him. I know obviously there was a wee bit of toing and froing about, what obviously ended up at Hibs and whatnot, but I'm fucking glad we don't have him. I'll take Nielsen over him every day of the week.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Match report, full time. Shanks or Tam, you want to take it? Who wants to gaze it? Is it full time? Is the game finished? How was it?
Shanks, you want to kick us
Good
off?
lads. Good lads. That worked well.
No,
Your feature,
no,
Tom.
it's my feature. Okay, I'll take that. I just much better performance. Like just pushing for the front, like really high energy. Andy Irvine was amazing, as we spoke about. Walker had a great game. I wouldn't even say anyone had a particularly bad game, but smashed it. Second half was pretty easy. They kind of obviously had to sit back with 10 men. But I probably should have been about 5 or 6. But at the end of the day, 4-0 is exactly what we want in these type of games.
Big man scored 2 in his debut. How did they look?
To be honest with you, he didn't do much else than put the ball in the net, but that's what we want. So,
Shanks, you seem to be a bit more praising of the big man.
I just thought he just looked really energetic, lively. Everybody was standing off him. Just a big force, which is exactly what we need. Other parts of the game, I thought we were in good opportunities at the edge of the box quite a few times, and just clueless on what we're supposed to do with the ball. Just with wild shots. Never seen Gordon touch the ball. There's my other bit of feedback.
Yeah, fair enough. 5.
Decent. Right. We do Ando's quiz and then we'll get the conundrums.
And then we'll wrap up. Nice one.
Do you know what? Talk about the new boy a wee bit. Oh, we did actually. Sorry,
That's fine.
apologies.
Thanks for coming, Tam.
Have you fallen into a wrinkle in time or something tonight? You're like, what's the matter? Are you all right?
You can't do things at once.
Honestly,
Try to watch Raith Rovers TV.
And just to add, Raith Rovers TV was really annoying me. It kept jumping. Like my other laptop was in with a Ethernet cable, so it wasn't the connection. It was just doing my head in.
Oh, thanks for that update that no one asked.
Thanks, IT.
Right.
Oh, okay, that was nice.
Ando, what have we got? We got 5 questions.
Right. So, and again, I know we make the joke the last couple of weeks, but it's going to be quite simple. Question 1 is worth 1 point. Question 2 is 2 points, etc., etc. 4 questions for Sorry. It just disappeared, but it's back now. Good. Right, let's move on. I've got 4 questions that are just normal, standard format, and then the 5th one is closest to the pin. All right, so let's crack on. Question number 1. In 2014, which Hearts player was suspended for shoving Ross County manager Derek Adams to the ground while celebrating a goal? Was it Gary Oliver, Callum Tapping, Jamie Hamill, or Billy King? And I've got a nice predetermined order for you. Tam, we're coming to you first. So who was it? Was it Gary Oliver, Callum Tapping, Jamie Hamill, or Billy King?
I honestly don't remember this.
What?
I've got a feeling it's Jamie Hamill,
Okay,
but
enough,
I
Jamie
might be
Hamill.
wrong.
Shanks,
So
you're
the
next.
person.
I've gone with Jamie
and
Hamill.
And Kev.
Jamie Hamill.
And
Jamie Hamill.
Craig. Correct.
Jamie
All right,
Hamill.
so, well, there we go. If it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you've all won 100 quid. You're all through to the next round. So, question number 2. Which former Hearts player later quit football to become a cameraman and then a director for Babe Station? Was it
Oh, yeah. My dad never played for
Was
Hearts.
it A, Jamie McAllister, B, Kenny Milne, C, Craig Sivis, or D, Kieran McInnesby? And we'll go in reverse order this time. So, Craig, I'll come to you for this one first.
I've never heard of this
You know,
before.
this is
I
a
never
good.
have.
This is a good thing. Like so.
So it was McAllister, Civis,
Kenny
McInnesby,
Milne.
and I don't remember hearing Kenny Milne doing much in the game after Hearts. Kieran McInnesby has that kind of look about him. I'll go with
Okay,
Kieran
okay.
McInnesby.
And we'll go to Kev next.
So I was hoping to hear George Wright, but
Nah,
that
Jake,
never
you're
came
right.
out. So I will also go with
Aye, you're right in the
Kieran
sense that George
McInnesby.
Wright did have quite a bit of a mediocre career in television, didn't
Cooking
he?
show.
After us, but George Wright.
He had a cooking show, and Joe Guest used to wear nothing but an apron on it.
That's right.
Brilliant.
Oh,
Allegedly.
I know what I'm watching on YouTube tonight.
Right, Corbett, what's your answer? And I can say them again if you need them.
Kieran McInnesby, just because I'm sure he stays around here, and one of those things used to be filmed about
Okay.
here. So Kieran
Shanky.
McInnesby.
I'd written D just because it's the fourth one, and I like the number 4. So
That's
if
fine.
that's
So
who
it's,
everyone else has said, then that's
We've got
also
4
what I've got.
eggs in the basket. Tam, what basket are you jumping into? Who do you think it is?
I'll mix it up. So who did we have?
Well, the remaining
McAllister,
choices are
it's no
Jamie
him.
McAllister, Kenny Milne, or Craig Civis.
Let's go
Okay.
Kenny Milne.
Well
Because,
done to the
aye.
4 years that chose Kieran McInnesby. He is the correct answer. He was on loan at us for a wee while, but he quit football altogether. And he worked as a cameraman and producer at Babe Station, but then bizarrely got back into football and signed for Bells Hill junior team. So there you go. Interesting fact.
How did you find
Because
that
I'm
out?
clever as fuck, Tam. There's no other way of saying I'm just brilliant at this sort of thing.
I noticed that you've chucked all your books out, Shanks. Was that in a huff at losing the quiz last
Aye,
week? Did you get
his
rid of all your books?
Encyclopedia
my
Britannica
books
is in the
are gone.
bin.
Aye, you got rid of them all. Aye.
Right, question 3.
Right, number
Rudy
3.
Scatchell scored in how many consecutive games at the start of the 2005-2006 season? So that was the Burley season. How many consecutive games? Was it 5?
Write my answer down
What
so you
is it?
don't
Was
think
it
I'm cheating.
5, 6, 7, or 8? And we'll go in the original running order. So Tam, you first. 5, 6, 7, or 8 for Sir Rudy Scatchell. How many consecutive games did he score in?
5, 6, 7, 8. My roots
Driving
scoot,
me
baby.
crazy.
Driving me crazy.
Bubbles Beach Party.
Aye.
Never do that again.
I think it was.
You going for 7?
7.
Okay. Shanks?
I'm not 100% on that.
It's a Phil Stamp.
Okay. And Corbett? Okay,
8.
okay. And Kev?
I also go
Alrighty.
with 8.
And then Craig?
I was thinking 7 or 8. I've gone with 7. I think I may have
Well,
gone
no,
wrong.
yourself and Tam are correct. It was 7 games. He may have scored 8 goals, but he scored in 7 consecutive games. So there you go. At the start of the 05-06 season. And
Because he matched. Was it Henrik Larsson's
Not
record?
not sure.
So
Aye,
he,
it was.
he matched it, but no beat it. Because the last goal was against Cali Thistle, wasn't it? Then the record. Then it. I think
To answer
that's
your
how we
question, I
played.
don't know because
Aye.
I don't pay attention to any other team. Hearts is my life and my world. So I can't tell you about dog shit Henrik Larsson. Anyway, question 4. In 2011, you're gonna love this one. In 2011, where did Vladimir Romanov go for a swim to help raise funds for a new lifeboat station? All right, was it A, across the River Forth, B, across Loch Ness, C, did he swim in a section of the Union Canal, or D, did he go to the Commonwealth Pool? So there you go. These are brilliant this week, honestly. I've spent so much time doing this. In 2011, where did Vladimir Romanov go for a swim to help raise funds for a new lifeboat station? Was it across the River Forth, across Loch Ness, a section of the Union Canal, or the Commie Pool? And we'll go back to... We'll stay on the original order. Tam, what's your answer? This is for 4 points.
Could be any edit.
Well, that's the idea of a quiz, Tam. You either know it or you don't.
Oh, they're all water.
You're going to go for Loch Ness. Okay. Shanks.
Well, the only one of them that has a lifeboat station anywhere near it would be the Forth, so A.
So why would they need a new one?
Let's not call Shanks out for giving an honest answer to a quiz question, Tam. You can discuss that later. Corbett.
I just like this bit of heat we've got. I'm just trying to
I'm
build it.
also on that thinking is that do you need lifeboat stations for locks and canals or whatever? So
I'll
I
go for the
Forth.
Or do you need them for when junkies drown in the commie?
Okay, fair enough. Kev, your guess?
I'm sure it's. I think Tam's right. I think it was
Okay.
Loch Ness.
And Craig, what do you reckon?
Yeah, when you read it, the answer is Loch Ness sounds the most Vlad one.
There you
The
go.
most Vladimir.
It was
That's okay.
indeed across Loch Ness. He swam from one side to the other. Now, I should be clear here. It's not to raise funds for a lifeboat station on Loch Ness. It was just a charity thing to raise funds for the RNLI. I don't know where the lifeboat station was, and quite frankly, no one cares. But aye, across Loch Ness is the correct answer. So, question 5, and this is closest to the pin, so this is for a big 5 points. So just, if I look at the scores, because I've set this up, Craig's on 10, Kev's on 7, Tam's on 8, and Shanks and Corbett are both on 3. Alright, so that's the scores on the doors so far. So, and again, probably an easy one if you know it, but what is Hearts' percentage win rate against Hibs in all recorded matches? So what's the win rate against Hibs in all recorded matches? So I'm looking for a percent, and it's closest to the pin. So I'm going to randomise it this time. Kev, you're first. What's your guess?
67.9.
Okay. Tam, you next.
54.
54 dead. Okay. Shanks?
Yeah.
You're on mute.
Like the absolute knob that you are.
58.4%.
58.4. Okay. Craig?
I'm going to go with 65.
Dead. Okay. And Corbett, you're the last answer.
81.
45%. I know. I was going to say 81. I was like, nah, because I didn't want to get beat by Tam. So 45%.
45%. Right. Okay. Well, there is a clear winner there. Because the actual answer for our win rate is 44.34%. So Corbett wins that.
He's
You
still
forget
trying to
about the
catch
draws.
Yeah,
There's
no one
hundreds
cares
and
about the
hundreds of
draws. It's all about about the actual win rate. We have played them in 645 games and we've won 286 of them. So that's 44.34%. Corbett gets 5 points, but sadly it's not enough for him to win. So we have Craig, who's the winner on 10 points, followed by joint second Tam and Corbett on 8. Then Kev on 7, and then Shanks on the lowly 3. So there you go. Well done, Craig.
Nice.
I'm
Right.
not invited back anymore.
I did have
I've seen the treatment you get for winning a lot, Tam.
You've
know.
continued the tradition of all of our guests winning the quiz.
Here's one for you.
About
Right now,
Hearts,
we'll probably. I was kind of going to try and work this in if we were short on material or whatever, but I have listed all of the French players that we've ever had in honour of our new French striker. So I was going to give you a bonus point for everyone that you can name, but again, probably can't do that because there's quite a fair list of them. So we'll park that for the next time we sign a French striker. So there you go.
Oh, we can just do that next week. If we ever have a tiebreaker, we can go straight to the tiebreaker.
Actually, that's a good shout
questions.
because obviously he scored 2 the night. He'll probably get a hat trick against Dunfermline on Saturday, and he'll be the best striker that we've ever had. So I'll save the question for next week. But there you go, all done.
Right, cool. Well, that's most of the nonsense now. We just have to go get the answers to the conundrums out of the way. So, Kev, talk us through them again and then give us the answers.
So, question 1 is while on his knees, he invented the telephone. Initials were NA. Craig's giggling away there, so
Yeah,
that says
that's
to
a
me
good one. I like this one. Neil
Says-
Alexander.
says to me you've got it. Correct. Neil Alexander was the answer to conundrum number 1. Conundrum 2 was, could have been one of the original Beach Boys. So could this player have been one of the original Beach Boys? Initials were DW. I'm going to go to the person who's got probably the greatest musical taste on the podcast, Shanks.
David Vitamin. That's who I'm written down.
Well done. That's brilliant that you've come up with that one, Shanks, but no, definitely wasn't David Whitavy.
Tam had his hand up.
Pish.
So let's go to Tam.
Danny Wilson.
Danny Wilson. Why is it Danny Wilson, Tam? So you can educate Shanks.
The Wilson brothers, Brian
David.
and don't know who else.
The other one, Davey. Just say Davey.
David.
Everybody's got a
part of
brother
the
called
Beach
Davey.
Boys.
I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm pretty sure his name's David.
Aye.
Okay.
Sure it's David Wilson.
And Frank or something like that. Aye.
Aye.
Well, the original brothers to set up the Beach Boys. So, Danny Wilson was the correct answer. And the third one, which was just for fun, this animated evil scientist assistant loved holidaying in the main town on the Isle of Bute. And I'm going to go to Ando for this one. And Ando will give us the understanding and give us
It's Igor Rossi.
why is it Igor
every
Rossi?
evil genius has an assistant called Igor, and the town on that particular island is Rothsey, so it's Igor Rossi.
Correct. Well done.
Is
Do you
it
get
a
three out of three?
specific evil scientist called Igor?
It was. It's just the name of the actual cartoon film. It's called Igor, Tam.
Ah, did not know that.
So, there you go.
What
I
you
got
should have
three.
said was Count
only
Duckula's
got two.
butler.
Craig, did you get 3?
Correct. Another option.
Yeah.
Tiebreaker
There
because
was,
there was
you
a fourth
Keep
one.
one
wasn't
in reserve.
There was. So this we'll simply just do it as first person to put their hand up. This for this one. So whoever got 3 out of 3, so that was Craig, Corbett, and Ando. Tam, did you get 3 out of 3 as well?
Didn't I get that last one?
All right, no problems. So for you guys, the final one is this religious prophet knew exactly where to moor
got
his
it.
ship.
It's Mo
Go
Berth.
for it, Ando. Oh, Berth.
The Prophet Muhammad, and Berth is where you would tie up your boat. It incidentally
It's
was
good.
a Frenchist as well.
He was Frenchist.
Because I've got.
Did they
No,
score
he
2 for
didn't,
Hart
but the
tonight?
only reason I know is because I'm looking at him on my list of answers as answer number 5 on the question that I never asked you tonight, Mo Berth.
Well, just
So
right,
I haven't cheated, I'm just brilliant.
1 point for next week.
I write that down. Mo Bell,
I'm
put that-
definitely
put that in the
changing it.
link. So you've got what's up for
Definitely
next week.
changing it.
I've already got 3 answers for next week, so enough your pish.
Daniel Kuzan being one of them.
Duncan Ferguson.
Daniel Kuzan. Right, boys, if we've got nothing else to talk about, that's everything for this week,
Sure
innit?
is.
Good, back to winning ways. 4-0. We're 9 points clear. Win on Saturday. We'll be 12 points clear in the Vida League. Back to where we need to be. So, magic. All right, guys. It's good to talk to you. See you next week.
See you later.
Catch you later.
See you later on.
Cheers.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bike Speed UK. Any Jambo using the promo code This Is My Story will get 10% off at checkout.
For every biker's every need, think Bike Speed UK. From motorcycle parts and accessories to the best biker wear. Think bike, think Bike Speed UK.